So you're sitting in a restaurant, maybe you order the pasta and your waiter says, would you like some Parmesan with that? You say yes and take an egregious mouthful, but guess what? That's not real Parmesan. The authentic version is called Parmigiano Reggiano. For over 1,000 years, it's been required by law that it be made only in certain parts of Italy in a very specific way. Anything else out there that you see is just an imitation.
But I've always had a deep desire to know the secret of how it's made and even make a wheel myself. So I've arrived in the Italian countryside to work with Italy's greatest cheesemaker. And they promised me if I can do what they do daily, they'll let me taste the rarest cheese on planet Earth worth $70,000 a wheel. And no, it isn't normal Parmesan. And that journey starts right here on the cow farm at 4 o'clock in the morning at one of the most authentic Parmigiano Reggiano factories in all of Italy, Melandrone. But I'm not doing this alone. We have chef and culinary adventurer Mr. Z here to help guide me through this and translate along the way. I'm gonna get down and dirty, creating my own wheel from start to finish.
And this is where it comes from.
We're about to see these magical cows. Are you ready for their udders?
Yeah, it's 4 in the morning. I'm standing here waiting for the cows. Let's go.
Hey, one of them is starting already. So they're disinfecting the udder, making sure there are no bacteria, everything is clean.
Crazy. I mean, it's like spraying. Some of them have started without being touched. We've all been there.
So go for it. Disinfect the udder.
I'm scared.
And then you have to pull them.
Well, how do I do it?
Like this, 3 fingers and pull down. Okay. You have experience in that, it's fine. Very good.
Success.
After disinfecting, it was time to put the, can't believe I'm saying this, but the milking machine on.
Yeah. Excellent.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Perfetto.
Woo!
Very good.
It's harder than I thought it would be.
How does it feel?
It's kind of like a game, the milking game.
Parmesan making is such a delicate process if you think about it. You take the milk, you end up with a whole wheel of cheese.
I don't think it's that simple. I think there's probably a few other steps, right?
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out soon.
But now it's time for the cows to head back home so we could see where this milk was stored.
All the 1,800 liters of milk extracted this morning from 120 cows coming straight here at 37 degrees, straight from the udders. You want to go check it out?
Yeah.
This is a very safe ladder, as you
Yeah,
can
this
see.
ladder looks very OSHA safe. Oh, wow. It smells amazing. I want to drink it. I might.
You know, the cows weren't the only animal friends lurking around this farm.
There's a cat. It's a good thing Kate isn't here. Kate would be like, oh, we're going to take the cat home. No, put it on the plane. No, we have 2.
All right, cute cat. But we're on a mission to make the highest, the greatest cheese. And surprisingly, the rarest Parmigiano Reggiano in the world comes from only 3 ingredients. First, whole milk we got from the cows, which contains the skim milk and the natural starter known as the whey. And then second, salt. And third, rennet, which turns the liquid cheese solid. We'll explain that later though. It's a miracle that only 3 ingredients can make the #1 cheese in the world, but as beautiful as that sounds, there's a battle raging in this room every day between good and bad bacteria. If good bacteria wins, we get unparalleled flavor and consistency, but if the bad bacteria wins, the entire process falls apart to a complete failure. Only if done properly can we create a wheel of the world's best cheese. So I will do my best to not f this up. While our 1,800 liters of raw milk was being collected, we moved to the dairy, and as soon as I stepped inside, my mind was blown. Our first ingredient, milk. This is the leftover milk that sat out overnight. The fat rises, forming a layer of the fattiest, creamiest of cream.
Wow.
Insane.
The way it clings to your finger is unbelievable.
Can you smell it? Oh,
Smells unbelievable.
oh,
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Before we make the cheese though, we need to get you undressed and dressed up.
I'll just stay undressed. Butt naked, apron.
As long as your bacteria are good.
Yeah, oh, they're good. They're real good.
If I was gonna work alongside a master cheesemaker, I feel like I'm gonna have to look the part.
Joshua, please meet Paolo, the head cheesemaker, and his son, Andrea. Paolo's been making cheese since he was 15 years old. He's the pinnacle of this house of the gods. Are you ready?
Yeah.
On to my first test. I uncorked the hole and let the milk flow. We need to separate the aged milk from the cream. We have to time this perfectly to not lose a single drop of the liquid gold that is the cream.
And as soon as it gets thicker, we're gonna go and close it.
It's almost a little bit stressful. These vats are so big that if they don't time this right, they lose out on some of the most crucial parts of the cheese-making process.
So step by step, you see they slowly close the top.
So they're coaxing the milk out of this basically as much as possible. The fact that it's just 2 people at 5 o'clock in the morning, father and son walking in by hand, extracting this. This is like a lost art almost.
It is a lost art. So this now is cream. It's not milk anymore.
I want to put it on the ground and then
Slide.
What was full of milk and cream is just cream now.
The next steps are gonna be super delicate. To see that wooden thing, they're gonna use
scrape
that to scrape because they don't want to lose even 1 milliliter of this liquid gold.
So this is the first pull of the heavy cream. So we're gonna pull this, yeah? And then I'll scrape. Oh yeah, wow.
Have you ever seen so much cream in your life?
In my bedroom.
So Paolo put me to work scraping every last drop of cream, which seemed easy enough, but
So in the time that it took me to finish my 2, they've done 2, 4, 6 of them. So triple the amount of work that I did. But you know, it's my first time. I did okay.
Now, what happening is that we're waiting for the milk from the farm, the ones that you just... And then we're gonna have to mix 50% of that milk with the skimmed milk. And then we're gonna use a little bit of the whey, a little bit of rennet, and then we're gonna start cooking it. All the protein of milk, we're gonna have to break them to grain particles. In this way, we can achieve the perfect cheese. Can you hear?
Oh!
The tractor.
Yeah! It's our milk, let's go!
component 2 has arrived. It is now time to add to the mix.
This milk is gonna go into the bath. They don't want to use pumps because as soon as you use pumps, you risk to damage the integrity of the milk. So they use gravity to transport the milk into the barrel. 50% of the skimmed milk and 50% of the fat milk. So he's literally preparing the starter, splitting it evenly. But as you can see, there is no measuring scale. Everything is made by hand, made by eye.
So we're measuring it at this stage, waiting for it to get to that line. And now we add the starter. Oh, very heavy. Now we heat it up.
They're bringing it now to 33, 35 degrees for the first stage.
They're heating it, and then he's mixing rennet to then separate it. Obviously, all this liquid isn't gonna suddenly become cheese, but what's separated from it will be the cheese. The separation part is what's called coagulation. The rennet is the coagulant.
Despite using a thermometer, the cheesemaker still needs to dip his hand in the boiling hot milk to feel the consistency of the curds. Why?
Because milk changes every day, and only he does it for every single Parmesan that comes out of this production.
Unbelievable.
So you added the rennet, 1 minute of mixing, 10 minutes is gonna be coagulated, and then we start breaking it with the spino, this tool over here.
So it was time once again to watch the master at work.
Look at what he's doing. You have to be delicate and precise in the movement.
Wow.
And you know I had to give it a try, which was much harder than it looks.
Oh my God, it's strong. I want to be clear, the viscosity of this liquid, like, I would say I'm at like 60% power pushing down. I wouldn't f with this dude.
Very delicate process here. Once that coagulated milk is broken up into grain-like pieces, they then crank the heat up to 55 degrees Celsius to begin removing some of the water from the curd.
But now all the heavy particles are gonna fall down to the bottom of the barrel. You're gonna have to let it sleep, let it rest for at least 1 hour. But in the meantime, we can have some breakfast.
Thank God.
Let's do that.
But breakfast didn't last long because after an hour, it was time to pull out these huge blocks.
We need to lift the cheese.
Oh, lift the cheese.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's gonna be
okay.
heavy, sir. You ready?
If this guy is struggling, there's no fucking way I'm gonna.
Come on.
Oh my.
Oh, come on, come on. Come on.
Jesus Christ. I mean, look at this. Oh,
Come on, come on.
there she is.
Remove, 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 remove. Josh, come.
Oh, wow.
You have to shape it. Yes, like that. Shape. We have to tie it up.
I'm gonna fuck this up. I don't know how here. I don't want to fuck it up.
Makes me laugh so much.
So it's already kind of in the shape a little bit. It's funny, I wasn't expecting it to already be in such a round shape, but the basin of these copper vats kind of already pre-shapes it a little bit. It's pretty amazing.
And then they're gonna cut these in half as well. Don't make a hole in the net, eh?
I'm trying not to. I'm so scared.
These are 2 Parmesan wheels.
So it's kind of like a perfect life cycle, right? Beginning of the day, they do all this stuff, and by the time they're done, they're left over with this sort of like whey starter liquid. That's then gonna sit overnight, and they're gonna use it again the next day to use as a starter, or the mother culture, if you will. So just so you know how deep this is, that's my full arm length. If I were in this, that would be well above my head.
Now, once the vats have been drained a bit, it's time to take the cheese out and put them into their molds.
Very good. Start shaping it. Pull it up. Pull.
She's a little big.
Cover and tuck it in like a baby. Very good.
Quite the process, my God.
And finally, we have arrived to day 0, the start of our Parmigiano wheel. Somehow when you think of aged cheese, the aging process doesn't even technically begin until around day 20. On day 0, the wheels are flipped multiple times, and that evening they get branded with the iconic dotted Parmigiano Reggiano inscription you see here. But there's more excitement to come before it's officially certified as genuine Parmigiano Reggiano.
It almost smells like fresh, like yogurt.
And this is the ID card. This tells you which cow came from, which heater, who made it, what date, what time. Here is a room where they age up to 2 days to complete the drying process, to make sure there is no water left.
Okay, so it's got some discoloration now. It's a little bit more yellow and not so white.
This is not Parmigiano yet, because the branding will happen here. When is authorized by the consortium. So when the consortium comes, when the wheel is ready, 12 months after, they'll be like, this is okay, and they will stamp it for you.
Wow.
Otherwise,
okay.
you can't sell it as Parmigiano.
Wow.
You can literally commit an entire year of aging before you even get to decide if it's worthy of the powerful name of Parmigiano Reggiano. The flavor doesn't even begin until this next step, a giant saltwater bath to brine it, which will also help draw out some of that moisture.
We're here surrounded by parmesans that are just sitting in here for 17 days.
Both the seasoning of it is happening here, but also the curing, and it's basically cleaning off the exterior so it creates a crust and can be aged for years.
After its bath, it gets a day in the steam room to further dry out, which I'm a little confused about because there's steam in there, but you know what? This is their stuff, not mine. Only then does it move to a place I have only seen in the depths of my dreams, possibly wet ones.
Welcome to the house of the gods.
Oh my God! Wow, holy shit. Wow, so it's aging as we go. The smell in here is unbelievable. You're getting like blue cheese, toffee, brown butter, so many different scents combined, it's unbelievable. So all of these wheels, you'll notice something. Different colors, different ages, but there's one wall. It's a little different. This one is significantly darker.
They kept this wall to showcase you the rarest and most expensive Parmigiano wall of all Emilia-Romagna. I really appreciate that you came all the way down here and you understood from the cow down to the cheese, the process. And I feel like we should have in taste a little bite.
Oh,
Serve it.
yes, yes,
Let's do it.
yes. I'm ready, let's do it.
But maybe I shouldn't be cheering so soon. You see, Mr. Z apparently has a challenge for me, but he won't say what it is until I first taste a 2-year aged Parmigiano.
Do you remember how many months does he have to be Parmigiano Reggiano?
12.
12, great. Can you reckon how many months this is?
It's definitely more than 12.
26 months, which usually is what Italians love to eat. We're gonna cut a little piece to taste. You can smell the butter.
I smell it and I immediately am transported back into that room in there. Buttery, toffee-like.
Break it and smell again. Oh, it comes
Wow.
right out.
Wow.
There's some crunches. Do you feel the little crunches?
I'm tasting it completely different than I ever have before.
It smells like a baby in a way. Like milk.
I think you're high off the cheese right now.
A little
bro.
bit, a little bit. Having said this, I want to give you another challenge. If you pass the challenge, I'm gonna give you a 20-year-old cheese. The rarest cheese in the world. One wheel ever opened in the history of humankind. The Minelli family, they are giving us an opportunity to try history. But remember, you have to pass this test first. And it's not gonna be an easy test.
Okay.
Come with me.
Now, if I can complete his mystery challenge, I'll finally get to taste the rarest cheese in the world and be able to truly say if it is the greatest cheese on Earth.
We are opening a fucking wheel.
We're opening a wheel?
Yeah.
No way, really?
Have you ever opened a Parmesan wheel?
No.
60 months of age, which is?
5 years.
5 years, very good. Majority of Italian population has never tried a 5-year Parmesan cheese.
Despite feeling like a kid in the candy store, I was nervous. Even more nervous that I'm doing it in front of 2 legends.
You have to find the perfect half. Otherwise, this wheel in the bin.
Okay.
Good luck.
Fucking hell.
Now it's time for me to cut a 5-year aged Parmigiano wheel. And even with all these specialized tools, this was hard. So step 1, you cut a straight line around the entire length of the wheel with a sharp hook-shaped knife.
It looks easier than it is, huh?
Yeah, it's very hard.
Step 2, using these specialized stabby knives, you're going to jab straight into that line. Now you're gonna hear Mr. Z yell, Oscilla, or wiggle.
Oscilla a little bit, oscilla.
I'm gonna find you, Sheila.
And then eventually, something happens. And by eventually, I mean this process took me 25 minutes, which is probably longer than it should have taken anybody.
How long does it take you to open one?
2 minutes. Yeah.
But after all that hard work,
Yeah, oscilla, oscilla, oscilla.
I finally passed the test.
Yes! Oh!
Yeah!
And now, try straight from the wheel. Beautiful, look at this.
Oh, the smell.
Smell how completely different
Completely
it is.
different.
Completely different. It's another cheese.
There's still a distant memory of the room, but it's a little farther away.
And now level 2, the 5-year aged Parmigiano. One step closer to the 20-year.
Joshua, this took you
Holy sh**.
25 minutes. What do you think?
Beyond worth it. I didn't think that Parmigiano could taste like this. You can taste every little note, the toffee, the sweetness. It's more sweet. I thought it would be less sweet. Now the umami is really present. You're still getting the flavor and the scent from the room, but it's changed in a big way. Unbelievable. So rich and nutty too. This is the greatest Parmigiano I've ever tasted in my entire life by far.
It's about to get better.
That's impossible.
The gentleman over here thought that this was not enough for a reward for the effort. They wanted to bless us, as you know, with the most exclusive, hardest to get. We get to try the 20-year-old Parmigiano Reggiano from Malandrone. We're looking at $70,000. But it's not about the cost. It's about the time, the history, the passion, the love.
Wow, look at this. It's like a contraband.
People in this region pray for this.
Oh my God. The sweetness you can smell now too. Before it's not so much, but now you can really smell it.
It's like the Holy Sacrament. The texture is completely different than what I expected.
So I've had cheeses from all over the world. I've cooked with 3 Michelin-starred chefs. I've tried the best of the best, but this by far is the rarest, most expensive, most tailored cheese, I think, in human existence. Cheers. Holy
I had
Whoa.
a very small bite.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Every single part of your mouth speaking to you.
Now the floral notes, the fruit notes are so much unbelievable. It's much drier texture-wise, less creamy, but more of like a chew, like a nice, firm chew. The flavor is so explosive, so floral. You're getting that sweetness, and the sweetness is so much more powerful. I'm thinking about the whole journey that we've gone through. Waking up at 2 in the morning, going and milking the cows, washing the bins, getting the cream out, cooking the milk, separating it. I'm physically and emotionally exhausted. And even then, the work is not done. The work doesn't stop there. It continues in its slumber in this beautiful church of cheese to age for 12 months, right? Which already it becomes an incredible product. This, by far, is a perfect example of what I'm about to say, which is, does time make a difference? And it absolutely does. It's something that we've forgotten about in today's culture. This is not only a testament of time, but this is the greatest cheese on planet Earth.
And now, come with us. So you remember that you cooked in the pot number 5?
Yes.
These are the 2 number 5 cheeses. You'll sign them.
Oh, really?
The signature will stay forever.
Wow. In 12 months, we'll see these wheels. Just keep watching every single day for the next 12 months. Thank you so much.